Let's talk about a very typical UX interview process and how to prepare and predict the interview questions you'll get. Different companies will treat the processes differently. A traditional process is anywhere about 3 to 6 different rounds. Some of these rounds will be repeated with the people. For example, you might have 2 manager conversations, and usually the company will kind of like let you know what's going to happen next, but they don't usually tell you everything ahead. Each round offers a different kind of vibe, a different set of questions. So let's break them apart and talk through how you should be getting ready for the interviews. You'll always start off with a recruiter. A recruiter call is going to be over the phone traditionally. It's going to be about 30 minutes. They'll ask you a lot of intro questions. Why do you want to work for this company? What skills do you bring to the table? Blah, blah, blah. Round 2 is a lot of times with the hiring manager. They want to know what kind of person you are. Are you going to be somebody good to bring to the team? This call can last from anywhere to 45 minutes to an hour. There's going to be a mix of behavioral questions. Some managers do like to see your portfolio. Not as frequent though, but they probably do want to hear about a project you've done. So get ready for tell me about a project you're really proud of. They also really want to know that you're excited for the role and the industry. You might not have all these answers, which is why we're going to dig up as much information as possible through the company's PR or newsroom. A lot of times I'll actually even ask my students to go into the store if it's like a store environment, like CVS Health, for example, Capital One, Lowe's. Download the app if they have one just to play around with it. Download any white papers the company has written. Like really look around and look at their competitors and look at tech news. What are some of the macroeconomic problems that are challenging the company? We used to have COVID. Now we have tariffs. These are important things to think about when you're thinking about the company and what makes you a special candidate and what you would bring to the table. After you meet with the manager, you're going to meet with either somebody who's a senior designer or researcher, or a lot of times you're going straight to a panel interview. Panel interviews are really tough, I would say, because you have to be really good at public speaking. You have to come ready with a presentation about your favorite case study that is also relevant to the job. And then you have to be really good at answering questions that you are not going to be obviously prepared for, because the questions are obviously going to be dependent on the people in the room. So if you have somebody who is an accessibility specialist, they're going to ask about accessibility. So it's kind of like common sense, but we just need to look at their LinkedIn, and that is a huge predictor of the questions you'll get. Then you might again go talk to a senior person, researcher or designer. This person is like a balance of a manager and the panel interview, where they can ask you about your strategic thinking. So it's still a lot of like technical questions, but now they're much more open-ended. Whereas before in a panel interview, the questions were a lot more for your project, right? Whereas now they can ask about anything. What's your process like? Which competitors do you really like and why? What do you not like about the competitors? What would you change? Form or function? So they're trying to kind of like see who you are as a thinker and not just a pixel pusher. And lastly, you might get a design or a whiteboard challenge. Design challenges are take-home assignments. You are given usually 2 hours